Ancestry, obviously human,
Human.
unless
Yep.
you have another
I don't think
interesting
so.
idea.
I think human sets up pretty good.
Yeah, absolutely.
I haven't
Uh,
really gone through background. I thought about it a little bit,
Me too.
but I hadn't had one in mind.
If we're going by the lore, Mark Spector is the primary personality of Moon Knight. For those who don't know, Moon Knight has a multiple personality disorder. I think it's called. That is an ability.
Dissociative identity disorder.
Thank you, thank you. Yeah, and he was a Marine, so we could go into that, and that would definitely help with his like fighting, depending on what we.
Which one?
I'm just saying, leaning into his lore as a marine, so going into
Okay.
something like war based or at least fighting based for his background is probably a good place to start. Or if something works for like his being chosen by Khonshu.
I thought amnesiac might sort of get somewhat of the flavor. You choose two attributes, and the DM choose third. It doesn't look like you get any feat background, so I don't think it quite as much as you might want.
There's also an RNG element to this, where if someone was to try to play Moon Knight in their table, the GM might pick out an attribute boost that does not help them,
That is true.
or doesn't at least play into the Moon Knight aesthetic.
Blessed.
Blessed works.
It's a contender, I think.
Yeah, definitely. Thought of Martial Disciple for acrobatics or athletics. Either one works, but I think acrobatics is a little bit more Moon Knight style. So let's see. You dedicated yourself to intense training and rigorous study to become a great warrior. The school you attended might have been a traditionalist monastery, an elite military academy, or the branch of a prestigious mercenary organization. It's just two attribute boosts. One must be dex or strength, and one's free. You're trained in acrobatics or athletics, depending on which one you choose. If you choose acrobatics, you get catfall. Choose athletics, you get quick jump. And you are trained in the warfare lore skill. So that was one of them. And then also otherworldly mission is one that I was thinking of.
Otherworldly. That one did.
Yeah, if you want to scroll down to it and read it yourself.
You're called to serve a specific purpose. Your deity told you so, and so it must be true. Maybe you grew up knowing all along, or maybe it came to you clears a bell, and twice loud. You have some tasks that only you can accomplish. Mission might be as dangerous as killing a deadly tyrant, or simple as opening a particular door on a particular day. You could work with your GM on how to handle the character's backstory. Leave it to the GM to decide and see. Call to action: a message from the character's own mind. Are they being manipulated by some manner of supernatural entity? Are they actually getting marching orders from one of the deities? Two ability boost, one a wisdom charisma, one a free ability boost. Trained in religion, once per adventure, and ask the voice, a deity orders, some kind of instruction. Never get any kind of explanation, simply command to go somewhere or do something. Following these is always safe. This sounds really cool mechanically until you get the once per adventure. What do they consider once per adventure?
I would change that as me personally, and I would ask your GMs at home if you decide to run this.
Well, it's a rare,
like
so you're
per.
generally supposed to for rare uncommons and rare.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I would talk to your GM about this. See if your GM would allow, instead of once per adventure, because that would technically be like the entire campaign, or a big portion of the campaign. Instead, make it like once per mission or something like that.
Or I believe are the adventure paths have chapters, so maybe like once per chapter.
Yeah, it could be once per chapter. Yeah, if you're doing an adventure path, for sure.
Look at Chosen One.
Chosen One, I skimmed. I skimmed.
All right.
Right, me too.
So this one seems kind of interesting. It doesn't give you a whole lot, but it does give you the Prophecy's Pawn, which allows you a reroll, and then the GM balance the scales of fate will force a reroll later on.
Ooh, okay.
It is a fortune and misfortune effect, meaning the one fortune effect can apply the time.
Right.
Oh, sorry. Once per day, if the GM doesn't cause fate to balance back, it resets after 20.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I think either one really works here. Let's see. Chosen One gives you either strength or charisma, and then one free.
Mm-hmm.
Both of those are good. Strength is probably. I could say either one would be good.
Sorry, it does give you telling lore also.
Fortune telling lore. Okay, that's a little out of
A little out of
place.
it, yeah.
Otherworldly mission, it's either wisdom or charisma, and then the other one's free. I wouldn't say that Moon Knight's particularly wise, so I'd probably go with charisma here for the intimidation and possibly deception, depending on what part of Moon Knight you want to play.
So Grave Robber, at least from the show, I remember
Yeah,
him
yeah.
being that before the show started. Have we looked at that?
He believed he as Steven believed that he was an archaeologist, if I remember correctly. No, he thought he was a museum attendant. But what actually happened was I think he was a mercenary, like hired to protect like basically grave robbers. Yeah.
Oh man, this hits. It
You're talking about
definitely leans
Grave
more
Robber?
Jake Lockley. Choose 2 ability boosts, strength or dex, and a free
Hmm.
ability boost. You're trained in stealth and
Hmm.
underworld lore skill, and you gain
Yeah.
the experienced smuggler skill.
Yeah, I'm definitely good to either go with Grave Robber or Otherworldly Mission.
Otherworldly mission.
I really do like Otherworldly Mission if you want to play into the talking to Khonshu and just getting the
I
orders from
had
Khonshu.
a archetype that sort of
That
filled that
does
role
that.
also.
Okay, great. Then I am good with Grave Robber if that's what you want to go with.
If we don't like it later on, we can just come back and change. Grave Robber.
We're looking at
Class.
class. This one's going to be a tough one just because he can fit into a lot of different roles. I was thinking Thief Rogue for the deck space, but Moon Knight is also very physical, especially with Jake
Fisticuff
Lockley.
boy. Yeah.
Yeah, so I want to hear your thoughts on that.
Monk in
Yep.
Pathfinder Second Edition. So if this was 5e, I would say Monk because of how the system is designed. Monk is the one that is your hand-to-hand fighter. In
Hold
Pathfinder
on, what
Second
the?
Edition, focus on stances and keys are more magical, mystical. So I don't think Monk fit. Rogue,
Monk's
Rogue
off
I
the
think.
table, unfortunately.
So Rogue I think fits.
Hmm.
Fighter I think fits.
Yeah.
I had briefly looked up Battle Harbinger. I don't think
Yeah,
it's
gotcha.
too much magic.
Right.
Battle Harbinger being, I don't know if it's out yet. It is the lack of a better term subclass or clerics in Pathfinder Second.
I like Rogue because of how many skills you get just off the bat trained in, and I think that works really well for someone with multiple personalities.
Yeah, I do too.
Cool. We're good on Rogue.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. They're similar, Rogue and Fighter. I think Rogue works for the vigilante. Will just jump you and make your life a living hell.
I say skip
Yeah,
skills,
the gears.
abilities, and
Yeah,
extra for us till we finish the feats.
yeah, for sure.
Actually, Rogue's Racket, the bottom section.
Yes, that's where we should start.
So
Uh,
you think Thief?
Thief was my first thought. If you wanted to really lean into the decks and deck side of Moon Knight, and it does work really well because then you don't have to add too much to your strength, and you'd get insane bonuses on acrobatics and stuff like that. Climbing or no, climbing is athletics, but we'll be trained in both of them anyway.
My thinking would be Ruffian, probably.
Hmm. Yeah,
Because
intimidation.
while he does use boomerangs, that's not
Yeah,
that's
I
definitely
don't know
not
what
what they're
they're
called.
called, but
He
they
a
they
lot of
are.
times uses like spiked knuckles on his gloves. I believe there are spiked knuckle options for weapons
Yeah.
in Pathfinder, but they're all also gauntlets.
Yeah. Another thing that I wanted to touch on for weapons was dual wielding like nightsticks, which there are in on Nethys,
Oh,
because he does have, I forget what they're called, truncheons. I don't know how to pronounce that.
so
Truncheons.
basically an old-fashioned nightstick.
Yeah, exactly. It's just a baton, basically. His double as a grappling hook, if I remember correctly. But we could also give him a grappling hook, I think.
Okay.
And also, I was thinking later on down the line, I don't want to skip too far ahead, but taking quick draw so that he can swap out weapons quickly. Because he does have a
Oh yeah, he does have an
fair array
arsenal.
of. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. What does Ruffian do?
Ruffian, you prefer the direct approach. strong arming or intimidation, might be an enforcer for organized crime, a highway bandit, or a noble threat for family's power. You use whatever tools you have to get the job done. Sneak attack damage with any weapon, not just the weapon's attack class feature. This benefit doesn't apply to a simple weapon with a damage die greater than D8, or a martial or advanced weapon with a damage die greater than 6. Apply any abilities that alter the damage die size first. Critical hits equipped with these weapons gain the weapon's critical specialization benefit if the target is off guard to you. Trained in intimidation and medium armor, and choose strength as your key attribute. When you gain light armor expertise, you also gain expert and when you gain light armor mastery, you also gain master proficiency. It allows you medium armor instead of just light, and it gives you access to weapons or it gives you access to sneak attack on strength weapons.
Right. That's really cool. Quickly, I did look up Knuckle Duster, which is in the simple category. So it wouldn't. Never mind. That's a D4 damage. So does it does benefit
So,
from the ruffian.
without Ruffian, he gets sneak attack on any weapon that doesn't have agile or finesse. He also wouldn't get sneak attack on his unarmed attacks.
He would get sneak attack on like his nightsticks normally. Like even with just any other racket, he would get sneak attack with his nightsticks, which I think they have both agile and finesse. And then also throwing knives is what I was going for. You can kind of reflavor them to the throwing irons, I think they're called, that he has. The nice thing is about having strength as your key attribute is throwing things uses your strength mod, even if you take thief. So you wouldn't benefit from like thief stuff if you were using the throwing knives a lot. The other thing.
Oh yeah, it specifically says a melee weapon. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. The other thing with Ruffian is that medium armor as Moon Knight, I wasn't thinking medium armor, but it also makes it harder to sneak with the heavier armor that you have.
Only if you don't meet the strength requirement.
Oh, even if it has the noisy trait, cool.
Wait, the noisy trait
for armor. So I think most medium and heavy armors have.
Only 2 have the noise. The ceramic plate and chainmail.
Gotcha. Let me just look at some of these, see what we're working with.
Yeah, this armor is loud and likely to alert others to your presence. The armor's check penalty applies to stealth checks, even required strength. So these check penalties right here, these -2 armor, only applied if you do not have this amount of minimum strength.
The other thing is that a lot of these have a dex cap of 1 or 2, and we'd probably have a fairly high dex if I would.
Well, depending on how we're building them out, yeah.
Right. I mean, the higher your dex, the higher your stealth. Also, acrobatics. Those are 2 fairly big things for Moon Knight.
Yes.
Getting that sneak attack, especially as a rogue, getting that sneak attack is very nice.
What all were the weapons we were looking at?
I was looking at
Knuckle Duster is agile, so it works. Without. So yeah. Let's look at his weapons and see if anything would require his.
Would benefit from Ruffian.
I don't remember what the feat is, but there's one rogue feat at level 4 that requires Ruffian, but I don't remember what it is. And I think past that they sort of got away from that.
Blend together.
They got away from the
exclusively for the
rackets. Yeah, I think at 4 each racket has a special thing they can take.
Moon Knight kills, right?
Best of my knowledge, yes.
So the nightsticks obviously have the non-lethal trait. That doesn't mean he can't kill people. It just means that he'd knock them out first.
Well, he has a harder time killing.
Right, because if you want to enable like
the non-lethal, take the -2.
Yeah, but I mean, it also doesn't mean he can't knock everyone out and then finish him off.
And then just take an extra action to.
So I do like nightsticks. I think that'd be cool.
Throwing knife.
Yeah, I'm just gonna search thrown.
Boomerangs they have.
Yeah, boomerangs would actually be pretty decent too.
They are in the club category. They do not have agile or finesse. Oh no, it's a throwing star. That might fit a little bit more
than
throwing knife, because it's design-wise, I think better than throwing knife.
Yeah,
but it has the agile to it all.
Any of these you can kind of reflavor, slightly, just at least like imagery-wise. So like
all of these would
like he has like darts, like I think they're called like throwing irons, which I think in Marvel Rivals, I think his normal like left click is just like basically like throwing irons. I think his right click is the crescent.
I was reading Fist. Fist
Mhm.
naturally has agile and finesse, but not. But it
Wow.
also has non-lethal. And then Gauntlet also has agile. So yeah, there's
Oh,
no. As far as I can tell, unless the specific racket thing is up his alley,
it's
not
not looking like it's
yeah.
necessary
So
because
I
I
think
also
Thief
do think that
works.
he would. I also do think that he would be using light armor.
Yeah.
He's crazy enough to where like he's like I don't care about my body,
Yeah.
and like getting hurt. Racket thief.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Thief racket.
So we're going to be leaning into that dex. We'll definitely increase his strength, for the
For athletics.
athletics and just for other
That's it.
helpful things,
That,
basically. Yeah, once you remove the strength mod from his attack from his damage rolls,
yeah.
strength is not a very good
Oh yeah, no.
attribute to have.
I think that's
Other
why
than
they
like that does
because
make sense.
in 5e Dex is kind of the god stat.
Yes, yeah. I mean, it's AC, it's acrobatics, and it's stealth. It's it's a lot of things.
I think probably not Ivarn or Dromar. That's Orc and Elf.
Oh, for heritage, yeah.
I would say probably versatile human or skilled.
Yes. Skilled human, I don't think really helps us here for rogue, unless we wanted to be literally trained in everything.
Versatile human
I
probably
think
then.
versatile human, yeah. And it also makes sense, as someone who has multiple personalities.
What was that
He
feat we're talking about? Was that a general feat?
No, I was talking about quick draw. I think it's a class feat.
Oh, okay.
Yes, it's a class feat for level 2. So let's look at general feats real quick. Fleet's always good. Die Hard's always good.
Toughness.
Incredible Initiative's always good. Toughness always good.
I know Incredible Initiative isn't good on Fighter. Fighter get it naturally.
Right, we are not playing fighter.
Oh, I know, but I don't know if rogues get something.
And they might.
Also, rogues can use our, especially somebody like we're putting points in stealth.
We're into stealth. We can use stealth for our initiative,
Stealth for it.
which
Although,
might be
how
a
stealthy is
reason
Moon Knight? I guess is
to. I mean, he is in white, but
he wears white, so he stands out.
but it's a lot of like I was going to talk about this later, hiding like on like a rooftop and then having catfall, which we already have, and there's another one that makes it so you can continue walking afterwards. I think it's like rolling landing or something, and then use that as your like stealth initiative. Yeah, you're standing out because you're in pure white in the in the middle of the night. They're not going to be looking above them. Basically, the Assassin's Creed tactics.
Oh, okay.
So I like Die Hard. I could get behind.
So do you
Toughness I can
think
get
Die
behind.
Hard or Toughness?
Fleet I don't think works very well with him.
I
Like, I
think
don't think he's
yeah.
incredibly. I don't think he's incredibly fast, but I do think he loves taking a beating. I think Die Hard you can kind of flavor as like Conchu is like keeping him from dying.
I think Toughness, at least of what I've seen, just fits slightly better than Die Hard,
Yeah,
even though Die Hard fits.
I'm fully on board with toughness.
Okay.
I could see medium or light armor for Moon Knight, literally Arkham Batmaning them. Yeah, basically. Ancestry, you said? Yeah,
Yes.
astrology.
Astrology, it's just right there at the beginning.
So I I did look at astrology, reflavoring the you must spend or like reflavoring the like examining the sky or consulting a star to like talking to Khonshu,
Yeah.
because what it does is it possibly gives you a better result on your first skill check of the day, depending on how you roll on your D8.
I think
Which I think
this
is kind of funny because it's like Khonshu could be like fucking with you, or at least giving you bad information.
I think this kind of fulfills what background usage, not
Yeah,
to the same
yeah,
extent, but it kind of gives you a bit of that flavor.
yeah, exactly. And you could do it every day, which is a lot of fun role play situations. And it's 10 minutes. So, I mean, you could role play out like a minute or two of like just chatting back and forth with Khonshu. I think that'd be really funny.
Okay, that's a strong contender.
Gloomseer was another one that I was looking at.
Seeing at night.
Yeah, low light vision. And then
Blind.
later on, I think you get Dark Seer, which is dark vision, which I don't know if you would get, but you might. You might be, getting dark vision from Khonshu.
Actually, let's check class feat. Okay, so there's only 4 because one of the ancestry natural action, which is a second first level class feat, which there's not that many for rogue, so I don't think that's really taking.
I was thinking nimble dodge is
Well,
just the
tumble
best.
behind.
It's good getting the off guard.
It's
And it
because you
also
can
works
give
for
it
him.
gives you a way to give yourself the off guard.
I mean, Rogue does get a lot of ways to get someone off guard, and that doesn't mean it's a bad thing, right? Like
Oh wait, surprise attack.
having different choices, like if tumbling behind does puts you in a bad spot, then having another choice is probably a good thing. I think flavor wise, tumble behind works a little better. Mechanically,
Mechanically.
nimble dodge is just so good.
Actually, why don't we go ahead, take nimble dodge, and then take natural ambition, and take both?
For ancestry feat.
Yeah.
I mean, we already had two good contenders for ancestry feats, though. I don't
Yeah.
know if you want
So
to.
astrology. I don't think Gloom's here because he is.
Yes,
I don't
but
think
I
he
think I
sees
think
the
he would
night.
I think he would be given low light vision from Khonshu as the
That
Fist of Khonshu. I
that
think you would.
that one's a harder sell.
Okay. I'm good with astrology if you wanna
I
check that.
think astrology gives you more flavor, while the natural
Yes.
ambition just panics. So I think astrology is the more fun choice.
You guys at home, if you want to build it differently, obviously that's your
Yeah.
choice, and natural ambition is a good move there as well.
It may also be possible to pick up natural ambition later.
We get quite a few ancestry.
No,
Don't get another one to
like
level 5.
every 5 levels. Skill feat.
It's like pulling someone's like hood above or like over their eyes or something. You know, doing something to get them clumsy.
But it's only on a critical.
On a success, nope. They are clumsy for clumsy 1 for 1 round on a success. On a critical failure, you
Oh,
fall
okay.
prone.
They had it labeled. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. I don't see Moon Knight using Dirty Trick.
Yeah, I don't really. He seems a lot more forward
And
combat.
also, like mechanically, I think you're better off just beating the shit out of someone than using an action to get them clumsy. Hope for like not even guaranteed clumsy. I
His knowledge, maybe.
think I was looking at that earlier.
Treasure trove of
When you fail
information, but
a
not all comes from sources. When you fail but don't critically fail a recall knowledge check using correct and erroneous answer, but you don't have any. I feel like this could fall
yeah,
under Jake Lockley getting less than reputable.
it also could be Khonshu or the other personalities like telling whoever's in charge of the body currently what they think, and
Well, evidently.
and it
Oh, go
could
ahead. Sorry.
also and it could also be wrong, right?
In comics, from my understanding, Jake Lockley is a taxi driver that works for Moon Knight and gets knowledge from the underworld. That's sort of his or main role,
Yes, yeah.
evidently. I feel like the dubious knowledge really fits in.
Yeah, I think that works very well, especially since the rest of these are kind of crap.
Extra training, ancestry boost, dexterity, and what do you think? Constitution.
Yeah, exactly. Dex and Con. We don't want our. I mean, our strength is not going to be bad anyway. So we don't really need to up it too much.
Dex con, dex, and then strength con, dex.
And then
Huh?
I would say charisma for the
Yeah.
intimidation, and also deception, so that you could.
Do you think we should change one of the cons to? So it's instead of con 3. I don't know. I feel like he's more hardy than he is charismatic.
I think you're right. We can always do other things to make him scarier, right?
That's true.
Like intimidating glare. Even though his bonus won't be as good, he can do it pretty well.
Extra
Go for
skill
me.
training
Yeah.
because it's
The
one.
extra one, just throw it into acrobatics.
All right.
Go.
And
I would say,
athletics.
yep. Deception, intimidation. We'll come back to diplomacy if we run out of things, because like if he's in a social
I feel like he's
situation as
not diplomatic at all.
I would say as Steven, he is. That's
Oh,
his
okay.
like high class,
Oh, yeah.
getting into more upper class situations.
Religion.
Yes, religion. He's not very. He doesn't get a good bonus to it, but
Society,
he is trained.
probably. From
And then I would go occultism and diplomacy. Those are my picks, at least. Occultism, he fights a lot of vampires and other occult creatures. I think he's learned a decent amount.
Yeah, I can't think of how performance will apply.
You good with those two?
Yeah. Skill
All right.
increase.
We can go
Acrobatics?
expert, yeah, expert to acrobatics or stealth. I would say acrobatics.
Acrobatic. I don't think he's quite as stealth. Like, he has stealth, but I don't think he doesn't
Uh,
focus on stealth as much.
I do think that we should up stealth at some point
Hmm.
so that he can get better initiative
Oh, we
for
got
like
we got
surprise
plenty of
rounds.
chances. This is the
Oh yeah.
rogue skill monkey of Pathfinder Second Edition. They're
All
really
right.
cool. I've played one briefly, but getting so many schools.
It is. You want to go skill feat first?
Sure.
So right off the bat, charlatan. I think we already got catfall, correct?
Nope.
No. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That was for an archetype that I was looking at. So we got catfall is almost a must on Moon Knight in my opinion. Like he's always above someone and drops in. Right. I don't know if there's a way to have him like glide, like if there's an item that makes him glide, but he does do that a lot.
Charlatan is all about spellcast.
Oh, is it?
Yep.
My bad.
Bon Mott. Oh, that's
Yeah. So catfall's a good one off the bat. Intimidating glare.
don't have to share language. That's definitely up there. So far that and Catfall.
This isn't a very good feat mechanically, but quick jump. I mean, it's not a terrible feat, but it's also not a very good feat.
It's actually pretty good,
Is it?
depending on how you build the character out.
Pookie's saying that nimble dodge is bad and tumble behind is way better unless they changed it.
Well, yeah, Nimble. I was kind of on that, but like Nimble Dodge makes sense. But it does take a reaction.
Plus 2 to AC is sure.
It uses
I
up
don't know
your
how many reactions.
reaction. You get one reaction per turn. I don't know
Yeah.
if you have another reaction in mind.
I don't.
It's
currently.
the same. Oh, it's only against that attack, so it's not even the same as raising a.
Yeah, I'm good with taking going back and taking tumble behind if you want.
Okay, I think for now, tumble behind, unless we find something that fits better with Nimble Dodge.
Again, we can come back.
Oh
Combat
wait,
climber.
because we put points in intimidation, there's another that opened up. Sorry, there's two. There's overextending feint and You're Next. So You're Next definitely sounds like Moon Knight.
Yeah.
After downing a
Beating someone
foe,
up.
you menace
Yeah.
another, attempt to demoralize a creature, +2 circle legendary action with.
Let's see. Overextending feint. You go to foe into overextending. On a successful feint, you could use the following success and critical success effects instead of any other that would occur when you feint. Critical success, -2 circumstance penalty to all attack rolls against you. That's pretty good until the end of its next turn.
Yeah.
That is really good. And then success is -2 to the next attack.
So You're Next really does
I think
feel
your
like it
next
fits.
is yeah.
Right.
I'm cool with that.
So with You're Next, I kind of want to go back in and change one of those constitutions to charisma.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
And then skill feat down here, I think intimidating clear all the way.
I mean, he is very intimidating. Even Taskmaster doesn't want to fuck with him.
Oh yeah,
Taskmaster refuses to copy his moves.
because he doesn't have a sense of self-preservation.
Yeah.
And Taskmaster doesn't want him to do that. Class feat.
Yeah. Do you want to do class feat first or free archetype? Because
Class feat first, I think.
Okay. I was gonna say if you wanted to do archetype first, then we could possibly select a class feat that goes with
free archetype is the whole can of worms.
That is true.
That's why I was thinking that, because we can always come back to the class feat and change it. Yeah. Find something.
So my first idea was quick draw. Strong arm is also not a terrible choice here.
He already uses melee. I feel like because I believe all the weapons we talked about with throwing on them.
Yeah, which is fairly large range for someone who's trying to brawl.
Brutal beating is the one that requires the ruffian round.
That is pretty cool.
It causes fright.
Hits shake your. Yeah, that is pretty cool. But
frightened one, which means their AC also drops. Pretty cool.
That is really cool.
I played the ruffian before, and because you start with the critical specialization with ruffian, also get frightened one on crit. It gets gnarly fast.
Yeah, that is really gnarly.
But unbalancing blow is the thief special. So go ahead.
That is very good.
Give you another way to give off guard and use sneak attack, because unlike 5th edition, sneak attack can happen as long as they're off guard,
which is insane. Any character that gets sneak attack in Pathfinder does so much damage.
Quick draw, the one that you mentioned earlier.
Yes, that's what I was about to say. Quick draw. You draw your weapon and attack with the same motion. You interact to draw a weapon and then strike with that weapon. So if you were doing dual wielding nightsticks, you would need to and you wanted to throw some. Yes, but also quick draw works pretty well with it because you can put away one of your nightsticks for an action, right? Or is that an interact?
Interact to draw a weapon. Strike with that weapon.
But like normally, what are the rules on stowing a weapon?
Is that one interact? Can stow and pull out, same action. That was a errata for Pathfinder 2nd edition.
What I was thinking is put away one of your nightsticks, pull out a throwing knife and throw it. as an action.
Oh yeah.
And then you could quick draw again, pull back out your nightstick and beat whoever's next to you.
Yeah, because it doesn't have a limit to how many times you can do.
So what you could do is if you have both your nightsticks in your hand, quick draw, pull out a throwing knife, throw it at someone, run up to them, and then with your last action, quick draw again. You'd have map 5, but then you can
I'm
beat
sold.
someone up with your nightstick.
Sold me. Quick draw, definitely.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
For him having multiple weapons, I think that's...
And also he would have other things, right? Like possibly a grappling hook, some kind of like other bladed weapon. Also, you wouldn't for your second attack, you technically not even technically, you don't even need to quick draw to beat him up melee because you could just use your
the other weapon,
the other hand that's that's holding the other nightstick. Yeah.
Unless you need it.
If you were using like twin feint or something,
Yeah.
Oh no, because that's 2 actions, and also quick draw is its own thing. Moving on. What were you thinking? Because you had an idea for. I also had an idea, but I would like to.
That's not the right one. Let me find it. Soul Forger. Oh, requires Wisdom 14 and the ability to cast Divine Spell. That sucks. Because the reason I thought Soul Forger works so well is because Manifest is a 1 action, Manifest Soul Forged Armament, and be magic armor. So he would have been summoning. But it's too much, I think, to give him 14 Wisdom just to get. I think that's too much of a. It's not actually 14. +2. You'd have to lose points in other places. Give him that. I think affects other stuff.
The dedication that I was thinking, it's not the best in the first couple times taking it because it kind of clashes with, or like it has a lot of similarity with rogue, or like similar feats as rogue. But I was thinking dual wielder. Sorry, I think it's called dual wielder. Hold on.
Dual weapon
warrior. The next one that you can
double slice fighter feat,
and then also dual thrower is one of their feats.
From these apply to one-handed weapons or also apply to one. And it also has quick draw. Dual weapon reload won't ever affect him, but
it comes with like you can also take twin parry.
Twin parry is good. No, twin parry you can get with the dedication level 6.
But you can also get it. Oh no, I was thinking twin feint. Never mind.
I think that is a strong contender.
Yeah, because I think if I remember correctly, nightsticks have the parry trait. Nightsticks, they have parry.
Nice.
So you get a +2.
Wait, are they agile?
Yes, they're agile, finesse, non-lethal, parry. So +1 circumstance bonus to +2 to circumstance bonus to AC. So that is one option for that. There's also arguments for vigilante dedication for getting your multiple identities, 2 identities. So you could have either Mark Spector or Jake Lockley, whichever one you're using as your primary or your basic identity. I think Mark Spector works a little bit better with what we've done so far. And then your social identity would probably be Stephen Grant. You could be an upstanding member of society, while your vigilante identity is a skilled and cunning warrior. Vigilante is a lot. I like to read.
Vigilante. Yeah, I remember looking at vigilante before.
Unlike with impersonate, you don't have to attempt a deception check to interact with someone to conceal your other identity. A check only happens if someone specifically tries to uncover your other identity. So if anyone is suspicious about you specifically being Moon Knight, then you'd have to make a deception check. But we are also pretty decent at those already.
So quick draw we already got. So I'm looking at the archetype class feats. Executioner weapon training isn't going to do anything because it's weapons. Quick draw we already got. Safe house, kind of flavorful, but I don't know. Maybe I don't know enough about Moon Knight to know if that really applies.
I don't either, actually. I don't know enough.
I think probably the dual building one gives further on gives him more to choose.
Right, and I think the flavor of vigilante, not having to do a deception check to conceal your identity. I think you could kind of just talk with your GM about that, about just doing that already.
Yeah.
Because you would be playing as different personalities already. So I don't think you would have to make a deception check because you're not really lying.
So dual weapon warrior dedication at level 2. Skill increased for level 3.
There are heavy contenders for athletics, intimidation. That one's probably my vote would be intimidation, and then stealth.
Oh yeah. Well, we've already gone 2 feats in intimidation, so buffing intimidation I think is the right call.
Yeah, and then we can work on stealth later.
Because so far we're not doing a lot of grappling, general playstyle, what we've laid out so far.
And I think as you play, if you're starting from level 1 playing this character, it would definitely be a learning curve figuring out how to stealth in a pure white costume. So I think it makes sense not to take stealth increase stealth until later, don't you think?
Yeah. Well, stealth, because we have really good dex, is already doing.
Like +9.
This
is just balancing out intimidation.
Expert intimidation is +9, where stealth is trained +9 already.
I think getting beat up by a man in a pure white costume in the middle of the night who obviously doesn't care about his own well-being is much more intimidating than it is stealthful.
Also, he keeps turning his white suit red.
The dry cleaning must be a bitch.
Gotta be a lot. General feat. Actually, let's do skill feat first, because gen feat also use. So if we find 2.
Smart.
Are there any non-level 1?
Did we not take Catfall?
Not yet.
No, we didn't. Oh yeah, we took Catfall is my vote. I don't even need to read the rest to know that it would make a lot of sense for the character. I don't think I read it earlier.
Catfall.
I don't think I read it earlier, but you treat falls as 10 feet shorter, which means you don't need to take damage.
If you're an expert, you treat them 25 feet short.
Oh yeah,
and then 50 at master.
So what's the amount that you can normally fall without taking any damage again?
0.
I think it's.
Or sorry, 10.
Yeah. Okay. I was gonna say you.
I believe you take
take damage. 10. So it would be 35 feet of falling without taking damage.
If you fall 5 feet when you land, you take bludgeoning damage half the distance you fell.
5 feet?
If you take any damage, if you take any damage from a fall, you land prone. Fall about 500 feet in the first round of falling, and about 1500 each round after. You can grab an edge as a reaction. Yeah, so Catfall drops anything -10, well, -25 for us. So we can safely drop 25 and not fall prone.
Catfall
technically 26, I guess.
Yeah. Usually you're
half
not
damage.
Usually you're not going to run into like 1 foot measurements in tabletop. And then for general, combat climber might work if you really want to. It works for that.
Combat climber also means you don't need both hands to climb.
Yes, I think you only need 1 hand free. You're not off guard while climbing and can climb with a hand occupied. You must still use another and both legs to climb. And you're also not off guard while climbing. So like if you needed to make an escape upward, you'd still take attack of opportunity if they had it.
There's also Die Hard and Fast Recovery, which doubles health from resting.
There's also rolling landing for Catfall, which I think is very good. If you
fall, I was sorting just by general at the moment.
This is a skill feat. You want me to read rolling landing for you?
Sure.
You land with quick rolls that help you keep your momentum if you fall and don't take any damage. And this is also with the prerequisite for Catfall, by the way. You can use your reaction to immediately enter a short roll when you land and step. But since we're expert in acrobatics, you can use your reaction to step or stride up to half of your speed after you fall and don't take any damage. So like that'd be like nice. That's if you.
I think that's probably better, because the other one I was looking at was robust health, which is circumstance bonus to hit points regained, and it's 1 hour on battle medicine 1 day.
I mean, the other argument would be Die Hard or Combat Climber.
We're gonna get another skill feat next level. There are no level 4 skill feats. No, I was just saying for the choices, because we're gonna get another skill feat next. So, but general feats you don't get as often. So I think prioritize the general feat.
Right. So if we're just doing
Die Hard, Fast Recovery. Honestly, I think probably Fast doesn't really have supernatural. I think Die Hard fits better than Fast Recovery, and robust health. I believe it's circumvented by whoever medicine your party taking an additional feat.
I mean, you could also
battle medicine has its own like next stage feat for the 1 hour instead of the 1 day. So you taking it, and then if they took it later, you would have to read.
Since we only get 1 skill feat next level, that our choice would be between Combat Climber and Rolling Landing.
I think Rolling Landing.
Yeah, but what I was gonna say is, do you think for our general feat on level 3, would you rather have Combat Climber or Die Hard?
Honestly, if we're going with the grappling hook, Combat Climber.
I think it fits the aesthetic very well.
I'm going to go ahead and grab rolling, tumble.
Rolling landing for level 4.
Skill increase. Athletics.
For climbing?
For climbing.
I was actually going to say something about that. I think level 5 we're probably going to take. Yeah, we don't get master until level 7, correct? Or sorry, level 8.
It might be 7. Yep, 7.
So yeah, like level 5 we can get expert in stealth.
Oh.
Sound good?
Yep.
So athletics are level 4. Perfect. perfect.
Yep. And then I grabbed rolling landing already.
Me too. It also fits getting the bump to athletics after getting combat climber. You've gotten time to get used to that.
Dual thrower for archetype.
Absolutely. I love dual thrower. It's so cool.
Class feat.
Also, what is no, it's dual weapon reload still. You can go twin feint here. I think there was another one that I was looking at though. You can go Dread Striker as well.
Tumble behind.
If we took Dread Striker, every creature that has the frightened condition is also off guard to you. That's insane.
Don't have tumble behind. Double checking.
So that is a big contender. Is tumble behind. Twin feint is good, but I think we would want to get off guard before we attack. I don't think we would want to not waste an attack, but like get one without off guard.
Well, so starting combat, if we start combat with stealth, anyone we go before is off guard to us.
So that immediately
and twin feint, because of our other stuff for dual thrower, it allows us to throw 2 weapons with twin. So I think twin feint the right call for level.
Yeah, I think you're right actually. You could get someone off guard with a. Okay, so the wording for twin feint says make 1 strike with each of your 2 melee weapons. Like the requirement is you are wielding 2 melee weapons.
Yeah, but dual thrower, you know how to throw 2 weapons each strike with them whenever if gained with the weapon work type allows you.
From the dual weapon warrior.
Weapon strike. Twin feint is not on the list. Yeah.
It would be. I don't know how you could do twin parry, but you could do quick draw.
Oh wait, there's double slice. What the fuck? Hold up. Make 2 strikes, 1 with each using your current multiple attack penalty. Both strikes must have the same target. Okay, so it's just better than twin feint. We don't necessarily need twin.
Cool. Yeah, that was actually our free one for taking dual weapon warrior. Forgot to read that. Cool. So we can cross out twin feint. So it's still tumble behind is a good one. Dread Striker is a very good one in my opinion, especially since we're going with the intimidation.
And intimidation.
Reactive pursuit's kind of funny as well. If someone is
demoralize gives us frighten. Already put points in.
Yes.
And then your next allows us demoralize an action.
Dread Striker.
Red Striker, a definite contender.
I think that's very strong here.
Anything frightened, so anybody that's frightened, so anybody else in your party that can apply frightened is giving you off guard on them.
And I think at level 3, most spellcasters get the opportunity to take fear, right, as a spell.
I believe so.
I think it's a level 2 spell. I think Dread Striker is probably huge here. Level 5, we got you want to do the ability boost first? So we're gonna go
ability strength, con, dex, charisma.
Yeah, I don't see much of a reason to go wisdom or intelligence. You could argue that like Steven is intelligent. Besides that,
but we got to do all 3 people on set.
Exactly. I think stacking what we already have, and also I think what we already have fits the majority, or like fits all of the all of the personalities fairly well. The rest is up to roleplay, and intelligence is not our worry here. You know.
Skill increase.
Stealth.
Ancestry feat. Skill feat. Oh wait, what is weapon trick? Next proficiency, martial weapons. Okay. And unarmed attacks. Because he's on an attack roll, off guard while using agile. Apply the critical specialization. Oh, okay.
Looks like level 4 is the highest for skill feats. And I remember looking earlier, none of these are great. Unless ambush tactics, unless you could do like urban for your specific terrain.
Well, you've got underworld.
Underworld. So. I don't think underworld counts as a terrain.
Yeah, deck of playing cards just sense.
Shadow Mark is what I was looking at here, actually. Playing into the stalking of like a target. When you attempt a stealth check to avoid notice while following a specific target, the target takes a -2 penalty to reception. If you are master in stealth, that doesn't apply to us right now.
Rapid mantle.
Why can't I find it? When you grab an edge, you can pull yourself onto that surface and stand. You can use an athletics check instead of a reflex save to grab an edge.
So if he were to ever fall, he'd use athletics to grab instead of reflex.
I mean, we are good at reflex, right?
Probably are.
At level 5, we are +13. That's our highest save.
And athletics is 11. So yeah, never mind. Shadow Mark, I think, definitely follows with stalking a target.
Yeah, which I think is perfect for Moon Knight, in my opinion.
Ancestry. Are there any skill feats?
Oh yeah.
Oh wait, no. This.
You're talking about natural skill.
Oh wait, natural ambition for humble behind.
Ooh, yeah, you're so right. The only other argument would be getting Gloom's here.
That
Eh,
that
I mean, like
that feels a
Gloom's here
little
is very,
magic-y for a human.
but like he is the avatar of Khonshu. He's the
Yeah, but
physical character.
I don't think he actually gets anything like that from B Avatar. That was what I was saying.
I am good with taking natural ambition than temple. I think
Okay.
that's more useful. I do think low light vision is useful in this character.
Oh yeah.
Tumble behind is great.